Oh my gosh, I'm on a new lens for the first time ever. I just got this from my boyfriend for our 3-year anniversary. I'm so excited. It's really wide angle. You probably can't really tell the difference in quality, but look, now you can. Now you can tell this is a new lens. I'm sitting approximately 1 foot in front of the camera and it looks like I'm far away and you can see my entire office space, so love that. Anyways, we're gonna zoom back in because today's video is a get ready with me, which I've not done in a hot minute. I've really stepped up my makeup game and like my techniques lately. I think in my past life I was probably a makeup artist or a wannabe makeup artist because I'm really not that good, but I love makeup. I really never wear makeup anymore, especially because of like quarantine and COVID and everything. If I don't have like brand deals to shoot or anything, I am like bareface all the time, so I'm so excited. My boyfriend and I are going to dinner here at 6 o'clock for our 3-year anniversary, and I was like, wait, I can film a get ready with me. If you are new here, my name is Asselin and I am a lifestyle, college, beauty, fashion, a little bit of everything. I dabble in all of the things. And I just kind of make videos about all that stuff. I also have a podcast called the Gen Z Girl Podcast, so definitely check that out down below. It's always linked below. I'm gonna link everything I use today. Huge shout out to Makeup XKA on Instagram. Her name's Kelly. She is a smaller influencer makeup artist. I've learned so much of the techniques I'm going to be showing you guys that I do today. It's a game changer, so definitely go show her some love. And I'll leave her Instagram in the bio. She does not have a YouTube channel, but she does IG lives like all the time. I'm gonna go put my hair back. I'm gonna wait for my boyfriend to finish his Call of Duty game so then I can film. I'll be back. So I had you guys ask me questions or like say things to talk about on Instagram, so I'll be answering that. Definitely follow me on Instagram if you aren't already. It's always linked below. So first of all, let's get to the products. I'm gonna be using the Benefit Professional Can I Talk primer, just kind of in my larger pore areas. The first question is, do you think when you start your full-time job you'll stop YouTube? I think I've answered this before in the past, and no, I won't. I will probably have to upload less. I try to do twice a week, but sometimes I do once a week while at school, so I'll probably just do like once every week. Hopefully, I mean, that's the goal. So I think of like Brooke Michio when she had her full-time job and she just did Week of My Life like every week, so that's probably kind of what I'll be doing. But honestly, like my schedule's probably gonna be insane, so might not be able to do that, but I will keep doing YouTube and I will keep trying to post as much as I can because this channel is my baby and I don't want to abandon it. I've like worked so hard on it for so many years. Why would I just like let it go when I start like my normal job? But next product is the L'Oreal True Match Gloomy Lotion, or Gloomy Lotion. No, that's not it. Lumi Glotion. It's like way too reflective for the camera to pick up, but I have it in the shade Light Glow. This on, I always love doing some kind of a glowy base. I normally use like a liquid highlighter all over my face, and I look like a literal glazed donut, but I'm not doing that right now because it's messy to do that, and I don't feel like getting super messy or that glowy. And this works really well to provide that glow that I want. Anyways, so someone asked what my favorite foundation, all-time favorite foundation, what tool to apply it with is. I have heard Kathleen Lights rave about the Love is the Foundation brush from It Cosmetics for years. Probably for the past, I mean, I've been watching her for like 7 years, but for the past like 5, I've like watched her Instagram stories and her videos and heard her rave about it, and I'm always in the back of my mind like, I gotta get one of these because it means a lot to me. The brushes are always so cute, but she's always raved about it being her favorite way to apply foundation, like out of everything. They normally go out of stock really fast, and It Cosmetics, like Ulta only sells them, and It Cosmetics only sells them in the month of October for breast cancer awareness, and they donate one for each one sold, I believe. But this year I saw that the actual handle is like really cute and has little hearts. It just reminds me of a toy from my childhood or something, you know, and it says Love is Foundation on it. And I bought it. I'm gonna get one for my mom if the Ulta at home doesn't have it, for her to pick up. But I'm so excited I got my hands on it today because I was gonna order it online and then it went out of stock. So I was like, I hope and pray they have it in the store, and they did. So anyways, I'm gonna assume that this is gonna be my favorite way to apply foundation because anything Kathleen says and recommends, I always end up loving. My favorite foundation, I'm gonna be using the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation today in the shade Light 70W. And it's really good. I love this foundation. It's a really good, cheap, good coverage, lots of shades type of foundation. And wow, I can already tell I'm like actually obsessed with this. And I also really like the Cosmetics CC cream, but I haven't been using that as much lately because I feel like the lighter shade is way too light on me, and then the darker shade is way too dark. So they just need better shade range. And then the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear, I think is what it's called. I love that one. And then I love the Anastasia, the Dewy Glowy Foundation, whatever it's called. That one's also amazing. Those are probably like my top, 4 foundation. I have so many questions about when your girlfriend and I are getting married or proposed, all that jazz. And I've answered that question so many times, but if you're a new viewer, you wouldn't know. But we kind of just want to be like done with school when, or at least I want to be done with school when I get engaged, and I kind of want to like work for at least like 6 months or maybe a year, because I want to be like in the groove of things, because I feel like I'm going to have a huge shock to my system when I start working full-time, just because it's going to be really hard to balance 2 full-time jobs and a podcast and a social life and relationship and everything, and my fitness and everything like that, and taking the CPA and studying for the CPA. All of this is not going to work. I'm sitting here listing it off as if I'm going to be able to do it, and I'm not, but something's going to have to give a little bit. But I just use the Naked Skin color correcting fluid. This is the peach shade for my dark circles. I'm going to blend out with my Real Technique sponge. This stuff works really, really well in my opinion. But yeah, I would like to like be in the swing of things, because the last thing I would need is to add on to my plate having a wedding. Even if I hired a wedding planner, which I don't see myself doing, because I'm already like, how am I going to pay for, like, how are we supposed to pay for this wedding? So I don't see myself doing a wedding planner, but I'm sure I probably actually will when the time comes, or at least like a partial situation. I don't know. So once I've been working for a little bit, would be nice just to like have some money saved up, first of all, and second of all, because I don't want to like go into debt just for my wedding, and I also just want to be in the groove of things, you know. And I feel like that's normal, like that's okay to like want that. There's no pressure. I feel like a lot of people do get engaged and married right out of college, but I kind of need that time to transition, especially for us moving to like a big city together for the first time, because all we know is like college life together, you know what I mean? But next I'm going to be using the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. Also love this concealer. And I kind of do this situation. Just kind of go right here, and then I go sort of by the nose and under eye right there. Right here. Any little blemishes I have. And then I normally would do my nose, but I'm avoiding my nose. So go right here, here, here. Very messily. This is just what I see all the makeup people doing these days. So someone asked, what are your work goals and all your different types of work? Where do you hope they all go? So I'll start with YouTube. I hope that YouTube just like continues to grow, and I hope that like the community remains to like stay the same, like feel very like close knit, because I like love the community I have. Like I always say, I would rather not gain a single subscriber and have like such a close knit family like subscriber base than to like have millions of subscribers and like not feel close or be close to them at all, which I think you can have millions and be close and everything, but like sometimes the close-knitness of everything kind of gets compromised along the way, and I just don't want that to happen. So I hope that it just like continues to grow and that closeness remains. I hope that, you know, I'm able to manage like doing working type of content with my full-time job, and then I just hope that it continues to grow, and I hope it kind of gets me into a position where I can write a book one day, because I really want to do that. For my podcast, I just hope it continues to grow. Once again, love the little community that my podcast is and has and provides, and I just hope to have more guests on as time goes on, which I feel like it's only going to get harder to have guests on because of working full-time when that comes around. And then my actual job, I just hope that even if I don't love what I'm doing right out the gate, that I like remember perspective and I'm honest with myself, instead of just like doing things because I feel like it's what I'm supposed to do, and just always staying in tune with how I feel, my emotions, my feelings. If I don't like something, being honest with myself and having the courage to change things up if I need to. And at the same time, not thinking that my first job when I graduate is my end all be all rest of my career, because that's not the case at all. And I feel like a lot of us feel so much pressure that we have to be in our dream job and exactly what we want to be doing as soon as we graduate from college. It's going to take learning and trying and doing, and I just think that's important to remember. So I hope that I always keep that perspective, and at the same time I am always honest with myself, and I'm not sacrificing my well-being for work, because I'm really bad at just like stopping working. Like I can't, it's hard for me to separate like work and life sometimes. Now I'm using the Well People Bio Bronzer in the shade Natural Tan to cream contour. I'm almost out of this, and lately I've been going higher, like actually almost at a curve, like so, and more, not above my cheekbone, but you get what I mean. Then I do the jawline, and then I go kind of along that part by my ear. Normally I would do my nose, but I've just been very lightly like doing a line. Wow, that like went really rough. And a line, and then a line. And I'll do all right here. What would you tell 15-year-old you if you could go back and give her advice or warnings? Just because someone's giving you attention doesn't mean you need to like try a relationship with them or be with them. Like basically not settling for the first person that comes your way, I guess you could say. And like having respect for yourself. I don't think I had a lot of self-respect in high school. And I was just I compared myself a lot to other people. I was very insecure about certain things, but I was like confident in other things. And I would tell her to live a little more, because I spent every summer working my butt off, and I spent every school year working my butt off taking all college classes with a 7-period schedule. So I would have told her to live a little, because you know, that was really like the last time, like the stress I felt then that I was stressed about. I had reasons to be stressed, but like that stress compared to the stress now, I'm like, why were you so worried, Abby? Like, calm down. So I would just go back and tell her to live a little and calm down. And I did live. I just feel like I was a little bit too high strung for my age, and just to like not worry, like things will work out, and to just be yourself, because I think I really struggled with that. This is kind of like a type 3 from the Enneagram thing. I always see memes about how type 3s, like when people are like, oh my gosh, like you're so much like me, and it's like, and everything's like, yeah, no shit, like I alter my personality to fit yours, and that's literally type 3s. I'm like that, and that's why I've never belonged to a friend group, because I can so easily just like get along with anyone, because I can like have so many different, not different personalities in a bad way, but like I know how to just sort of like entertain who I'm with. Question is, did you ever feel you and Griffin were going to be where you are now? Yes. I mean, I never get in relationships with the intentions of only being together for a short period of time, because that's just not me. Now I'm taking the Beauty Bakery translucent setting powder, flower, whatever it's called. This is a black-owned business, and this powder is amazing, if anyone's wondering. I'm going to take a dry Real Technique sponge, a different one, and sort of like bake certain areas of my face, but not for that long. But anyways, what I was saying is we've definitely had some rough patches, as all relationships do, where I worried a little bit, but I wouldn't say I never saw it where it is today. But yeah, I'm just taking the flat edge of the sponge, and I kind of go up high right around where the bottom of the contour is, just sort of like chisel that in more. You can already tell like how much more like contoured this side of my face is than this side. I got Griffin, someone asked what I got Griffin for our anniversary, which I vlogged about it when it came in the mail, which I don't know which video is going to go up first, honestly. So I got him the Apple HomePod, which he's experimenting with right now. So I got him that, and then I got him a jacket from Lululemon. So now I just kind of go along the side of my nose and do the same thing, and then carry the excess powder under my eyes. And because of my nose piercing, I can't really do it on this side, so I like partially do it, and it looks so stupid. And I have to clean my nose piercing, like I clean it all the time. Oh, you guys, I forgot to put this primer on. This is my favorite primer, Kathleen Lights, thank you. It's all because of her. I've had it for so long, and a little goes such a long way. But it's a Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer, and I normally put this on after the Professional and before like any whatever liquid highlighter situation I'm doing. For my brows, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Brow Blade. I normally like to use this felt side to make my brows like look more feathery, but it takes me a while to do that, and I know I'm going to get carried away doing it on camera, so I'm going to use the actual pencil side and just very lightly fill in the sparse spots of my eyebrows. So next question is, what are you most excited about moving to Texas? I'm really excited to be close to my brother, because him and my sister-in-law live in League City, Texas, which is like right outside of Houston. and I'm really excited for that. To be close to them again, because it's like not fun not seeing your sibling a lot, especially when you're close to them, and even when you're not close to them. I'm also really excited for the food, because we just don't have like that many food options in Tuscaloosa, and where I'm from in Florida, it's like a small town too, or a relatively small town. So I'm just excited to have like a ton of food options, be in a big city. I'm ready for like pro sports and being able to like go to games and stuff, because that's not something I grew up around, at least whenever that does come back because of COVID. I really want to get my eyebrows threaded, but I'm bad at letting them grow out. I'm going to use this tiny little concealer brush from e.l.f. and my concealer and just kind of carve them out so they're not so weird. My eyebrow hairs just don't really grow right here, and I wish they grew more because I feel like they're so oddly far apart. And then I'm just gonna blend out that concealer with my finger, because if I use a brush, I feel like it just gets all up in my eyebrows. Then I'm gonna do my Glossier Boy Brow brow gel, and this is basically empty, so this isn't doing much. Okay, let's get into the palette, guys. Actually, oh my gosh, no, oh my gosh, I've never let this sit for so long. Yikes, I've gotta wipe this off. Dust all this powder away. Okay, and now I'm going in with my Hourglass Ambient Dim Light powder. Or it's Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Dim Light on my Eco Tools brush. And I just kind of quickly swoop this everywhere just to kind of bring some glow back to my face. And to put it over the cream contour areas without mattifying them. Because if I don't set my cream contour, sometimes my bronzer just doesn't really go on right. Got a little bit more up close and personal with you guys. And I'm going to take the leftover like powder that's in the cap of my loose powder and set my neck, because we don't love when the neck transfers. Okay, now we can get into the palette. I don't know what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to use my Causemetics. This is just their crease brush, the fluffy crease brush. I've had it for so long and I don't know what the number is on it. Okay, we're going to go in with this OG shade, I think. Yeah, let's do the OG shade. Anastasia palettes are so pigmented, so definitely tap out the fallouts for sure. Someone asked other career paths if I don't stay in accounting. I'm going to sweep this just sort of with a very light hand. That's key, and to hold your brush towards the bottom, because when you hold it close like this, you're like packing it on way too densely because you're applying more pressure. When you hold it with the end, you're a lot looser. So I just kind of do sweeping. See, this is like, that just went straight on because I was way too heavy with my hand. I'm gonna have to blend that out in a second. But try to do sort of just the outer corner and crease and buff it back and forth until it's all blended out. But other career paths, I've kind of had like a early quarter life crisis lately, and I've just, with all my problems with the CPA, I'm like, why, if I know I'm not going to stay in accounting, why am I even going through all this trouble to take the CPA if I don't plan on staying in it that long? And I'm like, should I just go ahead and like start doing real estate right now instead, or should I just be a teacher instead and just do like high school education instead of being a professor, like I've always said, because I'd be happy with either. But I'm gonna stick through with it. I'm gonna stick with it because I know that it's just me panicking, but I would definitely not have a problem with like doing YouTube and everything like that, and like being really, really like full-fledged into real estate, because I know it's not really like something you do part-time. But I would like love that because I love real estate so much. And I would also love being a teacher or professor, like I said, because I think my heart belongs in teaching, if we're being honest. And then also do YouTube, be like a teacher YouTuber, kind of like 501 teacher and stuff. And I'm gonna do this on the other eye. I'm gonna use my big fluffy brush to blend it because I was way too harsh on both. Okay, so once I get to the point of my eyeshadow, like after I've done my crease transition type shade, I like to go back in with my dry Real Technique sponge and powder, and I just do this. it's almost like the same effect as putting tape on your eyes. And I feel like it's just a perfect like little guideline type situation for your eyeshadow. And also I would like to like have my own business one day, but I don't know what I would start, so that's an issue. Okay guys, this Sephora brush, Sephora number 19 Pro Crease brush is so great if you have almond lids, mono lids, hooded lids, any of the above. I have like hooded / almond because they're not like fully hooded, but you can see there is like a hood over my lid. I think it's called almond. Okay, so now I'm going to head in with this 1988 shade. I'm a little nervous just because it's dark brown, and every time I do really dark shades on my eyes, I just get scared. So I'm gonna tap, kind of not like directly into it like this, more so like on the side of the brush. So much of it off. And then I'm going to put this into my outer V and crease. And like I said, this brush is so good because it just pockets your complicated crease really well, if you know what I mean. Boom! And I kind of bring it in just a little bit, sort of just like to the halfway point of my eye, and start blending it right there so that my eyes kind of smoke out right at the halfway point of my lid. I'm fully aware this probably looks a little crazy right now. I'm very defined, but we are gonna blend. It's the next step. Someone asked what like made me want to adopt Ella and like get a dog. It's actually a really spontaneous decision, which I don't recommend like anyone just going and getting a dog, if you know what I mean, because not everyone's cut out to have a dog, especially in college. I was really lonely. I was going through a breakup at the time, and I just like was at my brother and sister-in-law's place, and they had a dog, and I was like, dang, I really want a dog. And my mom was in town, and they're like, let's just go to the shelter and like look and just see what's there. And I like looked on the website before I went, and it's actually really funny because I saw Ella's picture and I was like, I don't want that dog, because she was like barking in the picture and she just looked really annoying because she was like making like a yappy face, and her hair was so grown out, she had fleas all over her. It was really gross. And I was actually going for the dog that was brought in with her, that was like her quote brother. But then I got there and he like seemed very like ill, and I didn't really, one, have the money to deal with like a really sick dog, and two, I think he was a lot older, so I wanted to get an older dog, but at the same time, like, it's just really sad if you get an older one, because then they don't have as much time with you. But I do think that like if you want a dog, definitely don't bypass like the older ones, just like try to find the one that's the best fit for you. And Ella, she like hadn't been there for 24 hours, and she was like in a little kennel crate, like her actual crate here, same thing basically, and she was just barking nonstop, and I was like, well, it's really annoying. But she was like the sweetest thing ever, and was all like so happy. And like they take you into a little room to like see how you do with the dog, and like just to get you kind of warmed up with it, to see if that's the dog you want. So we had her go in there with us, and I was like, this is it, she is the one. So it was definitely really spontaneous. Having a dog in college, I like get asked like not a lot of questions, but I'd say I get asked like rather frequently about having a dog in college and the expenses of it. It's definitely expensive because I mean you have to pay for like their heartworm pills, their flea medicine. I get Ella's heartworm pills every 6 months, and those are about like $30 or $40, I think. And then her flea and tick is like $90 every 3 months, I think. And I use the NexGard, and it's like the pills, and they're really, really good. And then getting her groomed is usually pretty pricey. I get her groomed probably every 2 months, and you could obviously just like wash your own dog and clip their own nails and cut their hair if you wanted to. But Ella's nails, when I got her, they were like really grown out. So I have to like kind of go get them done just because she doesn't really let me do them. And if I don't take her to get groomed, her nails get way too long really quickly, just because they've always been long. And I also just don't have time to do it myself. I will give her baths, but that's like the extent of what I do. And then obviously you have your initial costs of getting like the kennel, the bed, the collar, leash, food bowls, food. I buy like 15-pound bags of food that last usually like 2 or 3 months, I would say, off Amazon, and it's only like $22 or $25, and that's worked great for me. So now I'm going to take my concealer brush again. I've never done this before, but I'm going to attempt a cut crease situation. And I don't do a ton of concealer on the brush, just a tiny, tiny bit. And I'm going to just cut my little small lid that I do have in the beginning. I don't even think this is actually a cut crease. I don't know what it's called that I'm doing, so let me know if I'm wrong. But that, okay, see, that's why I don't like my eyelids, because when I close them, the concealer transfers. I just went to like the halfway point and I'm gonna blend it in. But yeah, obviously owning a dog is a big commitment, and you can't be the type of person that like goes out and stays out all night, all weekend. You can't like go and like stay at other people's places, or be someone that like goes out of town a lot. Obviously like paying for boarding too, which I use Woof and Wags in Tuscaloosa, and Ella, like whenever I go out of town like for Thanksgiving, like temporarily, which this year I'll be like actually going home, but for the holidays in general. But anytime I've like just gone somewhere for a weekend or whatever, having Woofs and Wags has been so amazing, because she gets to like literally stay in a house instead of like an actual boarding place, and they just watch her with other dogs, and it's amazing, and they're so amazing. And you just drive into their house and they watch your dog for you. I'm gonna use this. I think this is the Huda Beauty Smoke and Smudge eye brush. I'm gonna use the little smudge brush and go in with this Anastasia shade. It's really, really pretty. It's like a pink champagne gold almost. And just apply that where I did the cut crease situation. Use the blending brush, crease brush or whatever, to blend out the edges of that only. Yeah, I don't need anything too crazy. I'm gonna use this again, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Wasted, which is just like an even lighter pink. I'm gonna pop that right in the center, just to kind of brighten that middle part. I'm gonna go back in with what's left over on my crease brush and pop it in the outer V again, just because some of it has washed out from the other eyeshadow. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with the smudge part of the brush and take that 1988 brown shade and smoke out my lower lash line with it. I'm just going to like the halfway point underneath my eye. And then I'm gonna go in with the OG Transition Crease shade and do that in the remainder lower portion of my eye. And then I'm gonna blend it on the edges. Someone asked what my least and most favorite part of 2020 has been so far. I'd say my least favorite part was just the way my senior year ended, because I wasn't able to like say goodbye to my friends who were graduating and not going to grad school here. There were a lot of people I saw for the last time and didn't know it, and I don't know when I will see them again, so that was really sad. And there's a lot of things that happen senior year, like the senior bar crawl within your like programs, just a lot of like lasts that didn't happen, but it's not like I miss them, because it's like a one-time thing that just never happened for me. It's not like it's something that I had done before and didn't get to do or anything like that. So I'd say that, and also just least favorite being like just not being able to like travel freely, just the anxiety that comes along with like living during a pandemic. Favorite part has just been the time I got to spend with family. That was something that I wasn't expecting to happen, and it did happen. I got to spend so much time with my family and Griffin's family, and that's something that normally wouldn't happen. So now I'm gonna go in with the black shade, it's just BK, and attempt a smoky liner with this Morphe M432 brush. I don't really think this is a good brush for this, honestly. This might be something I regret doing. We will see. I'm feeling it's not gonna look very good. I'm just gonna very messily apply. I see everyone say like, if you're doing smudgy eyeliner with the eyeshadow, just be messy with it. So I'm very messily applying it to my upper lash line, and then I'm gonna kind of smoke it out towards the edge. So that's kind of what it looks like. I don't think it looks terrible, but I also don't think it looks great. I'm gonna take what's left over on the brush and kind of stamp it into the lower lash line. I don't want it just on that upper part, because I feel like that looks weird. Now I'm gonna wipe off. There's barely any of that powder left, but I'm gonna wipe it off. But doing that's so nice because it just lifts your eyes while you do your eyeshadow. I have a couple favorites. The L'Oreal Carbon Black Telescopic has been like my go-to for years. Benefit Roller Lash is really good for me. I really like using Thrive Causemetics, the Liquid Lash Extensions mascara, just because it's a fiber mascara, so it comes off with water. But I'm gonna use this just because it really lengthens your lashes well, and it's a lot less messy when you wear it, because taking it off is so easy. And it's not fiber, it's tubing mascara is what it's called. It comes off in little tiny tubes, basically. I had a lot of questions like, how are you really doing? Like, how are things? I know you've had rough weeks lately. Things have been hard lately, not gonna lie. It's kind of insane that we only have 4 weeks of in-person classes left and like, what, 6 weeks of actual school left? So that's like actually wild, and it's throwing me off my rocker a bit. Ever since everything got messed up with the CPA, my life has just been weird because I was in like this really good routine, and it was an exhausting routine, but it was really good. And lately I've been struggling because ever since I stopped studying for the CPA, I feel like my motivation to study for all my classes kind of flew out the window. School's stressful, and it's really hard to like remain committed and motivated because I don't usually have that hard of a problem or that much difficulty staying motivated. My problem comes with staying committed right now, because I am a naturally motivated and disciplined person, but if you're not committed to what you're doing, then you're never gonna feel motivated. And that's kind of like where I'm at, just because I'm so like torn with just what my life is doing. Mascara's like almost out, so my mascara's gonna look like crap today, guys, sorry. Yeah, basically just trying to go like outwards with your mascara instead of straight up. Gives it more of that open eye effect. Okay, now going into bronzer. My base for my bronzer is gonna be my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer to kind of bronze everything up, and then we're gonna contour differently. And I'm using the Vanity Planet powder / blush brush just because I feel like the size of it's really good for bronzing. I try to stay on that high part of my cheekbone and then bring it down to my jawline and neck, pulling it down. Like, I used to just do like a straight line, and now I'm like realizing, okay, like starting higher up and then coming down works so much better. And then normally I would do like a pretty detailed nose contour situation, but we're just simply taking the excess onto my nose because piercings. I can't wait till I can change it to a hoop because it's gonna be way easier to deal with. Forehead area, just stab it in, and then I'll blend it out in a second. And then for contouring and like actually chiseling things out, so I'm gonna use my Too Faced Sun Bunny bronzer instead, because it's just a deeper shimmery style bronzer. Pop off the excess, and then I will chisel out that top part. Okay, and then we're gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty bronzer brush. I actually use this for blush. I'm gonna use my Cover FX monochromatic blush duo in pink Dahlia. It's a really fun pink shade, and I can kind of just swirl it around in both. The thing with blush, a lot of people only go right here. I take it all the way up here and then kind of pull it in to the cheeks. And so that way most of the color is concentrated up here, and then when I'm pulling it in, it's just the excess. So I'm not having like a circular clown cheek moment, and this just lifts your face a lot more. I know it looks really intense right now, but I promise I'm gonna blend it out and it's gonna look fine. And then I'm blending it out with the Eco Tools brush so it's not so harsh. Morphe M438 brush, and I love my Ofra Star Island highlighter so much. It's so great, but I've been using it for over a year, and I just wanted something different, and I've wanted the Benefit Cookie highlighter for so long. I've been loving just like switching up the highlighter lately to something different, and just kind of like applying that with a very light hand all the way down. And then I kind of take whatever's left over on the brush and a little bit more and bring all around here and just highlight above my brow, beside my brow, just to connect it to the cheek. Same thing with this side. Typically my nose contour situation, it would just be very different. I just kind of pinch the brush and I just do that upper bridge, and then I just do the very tip instead of taking it all the way down like I used to do. And then I kind of just get it on the very tip of the brush, pinch it again, and do the brow bone. I'm gonna take the same shader brush from the Huda Beauty, take the highlighter and pop it in our inner corner. But yeah, I just pop it. And I do one last little sweep of the Eco Tools brush just so everything is nice and blended. Blend out the forehead so I don't have like a super highlighted spot and then a super bronze spot. And then I'm going to take the Urban Decay. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I know a lot of people are very anti curling lashes after you've put mascara on, but I've done it my entire life. And I just make sure everything's dry before I do so. So this is the Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Glow Spray. They came out with the glow one and I love it. Just set all that makeup in. But I'm using a MAC Spice lip liner. And I follow the line of my lips on the outside and then in the middle, instead of drawing it like that, I just go straight across. And my favorite nude lipstick is MAC Blankety, at least the best one that I like have found, and I just love the finish of it. It's not a matte, it's a satin. And I stick that on top. I've been using the So Juicy Colourpop lip gloss in Roundabout. I love this shade. It's so pretty on its own too. I think it's a plumping lip gloss, but it tastes and smells like mint. And that, you guys, that's everything. I'm gonna take my hair down. The finished makeup look, let me get up close and personal. I need to clean up the mascara on my eyelids, and I promise my mascara is not normally this like dry and clumpy looking. That concludes my Get Ready With Me. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you aren't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you enjoy Get Ready With Me's. Let me know your favorite makeup products down below. I'm literally so obsessed with makeup. It's not even funny. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to follow me on social media as well, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.